everybody, it's Shot, and welcome back to part 5 of my Minecraft ASMR mod showcase on Pam's Harvestcraft 1.12.2. Today, this is the third part of the cooking portion of this showcase. And this video would have been uploaded sooner, but I had technical difficulties in the days previous. And by that I mean there was way too much background noise for me to be able to actually record a video like this. So yes, I apologize for the delay, but without further ado, I suppose we should probably get straight into this to make this as quick as possible, as I do hopefully plan on getting out maybe another video tonight for you guys to enjoy. Anyways, let's start this off, why don't we? Now, if you're not familiar with the previous parts, how these go is I just list off how to make every single recipe, and for recipes that are pretty much all the same, for example, yogurt, jelly sandwiches, smoothies, and stuff like that, I will use one of them as an example to show the recipe, and afterwards I will simply say how they're made and quick fire through them, just to make it very simple. So yes, now let's begin. First up, we have honey lemon ham. And honey lemon ham is made with raw mutton, lemon, honey, and mustard in a bakeware. Next up, pumpkin oat scones is pumpkin, oats, butter, and flour in a bakeware. Next up, a very simple recipe, beef jerky, is raw beef and salt, and you get beef jerky. Next up, oven roasted cauliflower is cooking oil, lemon, garlic, and cauliflower in a bakeware. Leek bacon soup is next, and it is cooked pork, heavy cream, potato, and leek in a pot. Not in a potato, that would just be very strange. Next up, herb butter parsnips is spice leaf, butter, and parsnip in a saucepan. Next up, scallion baked potato is a baked potato, heavy cream, and a scallion combined together with no utensil. I apologize this episode, or part, whatever you would like to call these. I apologize for any excessive background noise. It is currently around 90 degrees or over, last time I checked, in my town. And we have to keep a lot of fans running, so if that causes background noise, I do humbly apologize in advance. Next up, though, is bamboo steamed rice, which is simply rice and bamboo shoot in a pot. Roasted chestnut is simply smelting down a chestnut. Sweet potato souffle is next, and it's sweet potato, pecan, dough, and butter in a bakeware. Cashew chicken is next, and it's raw chicken, cashew, any pepper, and rice in a saucepan. Now, the yogurt example for this video, if you do not remember from the last parts, yogurt is crafted with plain yogurt and the fruit of the yogurt's choice, in this case, apricot. And that is how you craft any type of yogurt, just put the fruit that can be made into yogurt next to plain yogurt, and you get it. Next up is apricot glazed ham, pork, same thing really, which is cooked pork and apricot jelly combined together with no utensils. Next up is the example recipe for jelly sandwich, if you don't remember. To make jelly sandwiches, it's always any type of nut butter and bread and that sandwich's respective jelly on a cutting board, and that's how you get those. Next up, apricot smoothie for the example is 2 apricots and a snowball in a juicer, and for this just replace apricots with any smoothieable fruit. It's a strange little play on words, but it does get the point across. I believe for now that's all of the example recipes that I have to do. Next up is fig bar, which is sugar, dough, and fig in a bakeware. The next couple of recipes: fig jelly sandwich, fig smoothie, fig yogurt, grapefruit jelly sandwich, grapefruit smoothie, and grapefruit yogurt. I've shown the how to get them all before, just to save time, of course. Because if I didn't want to make these as short as possible, I would definitely go through each one of these individually. Next up is grapefruit soda, which is bubbly water, sugar, and grapefruit juice in a pot. Next up, citrus salad is any type of citrus and lettuce on a cutting board. Pecan pie is next, and it's dough, sugar, butter, and pecan in a bakeware. Pralines is sugar and pecan in a saucepan, very simple recipe. Next up, persimmon yogurt, smoothie, and jelly sandwich. I've already explained how you get these recipes. Pistachio baked salmon is next, and it's simply a raw salmon and pistachio in a bakeware. Bacon wrapped dates is next, and it's cooked pork and a date in a bakeware. Date nut bread is next, and it's any type of nut, a date, and dough in a bakeware. Maple syrup pancakes is next, and it's maple syrup combined with pancakes. If you don't remember how to make pancakes, it's simply batter and milk in a skillet, and you get pancakes. Combine that with maple syrup, and you get maple syrup pancakes. Next up, maple syrup waffles is the same thing, except with waffles. To get waffles, it's butter, batter, and milk in a skillet. Combine the waffles with maple syrup, and you get maple syrup waffles. Next up is maple sausage, and this is maple syrup, spice leaf, and raw beef combined together to get maple sausage. Maple oatmeal is next, and to get this, it's maple syrup combined with oats in a mixing bowl. Peaches and cream oatmeal is next, and it's heavy cream, peach, and oats in a mixing bowl. And cinnamon apple oatmeal is apple, ground cinnamon, and oats in a mixing bowl. Next up is maple candied bacon, and to get this, it's cooked pork and maple syrup in a bakeware. A toast sandwich is next, and to get this one, it's black pepper combined with 2 pieces of toast. Why the black pepper? I don't know. Potato and cheese pierogi is next, and it's cheese, potato, and dough in a skillet. Zeppel is next, which I've never heard of this recipe personally, and it is cooking oil, ground cinnamon, and dough in a pot. Sausage and bread is next, and it is the maple sausage from before, bread, ketchup, and onion. Chocolate caramel fudge is next, and it's a chocolate bar and caramel combined in a bakeware. If you don't remember from before, how to get chocolate bars is cocoa powder, milk, and butter in a saucepan to get 4 chocolate bars, and caramel is sugar in a saucepan, and you get caramel. Combine those 2 together in the bakeware, and you get the chocolate caramel fudge. Lavender shortbread is next, and it's very simple. If you have an excess of purple dye, it's purple dye and dough in a bakeware. The beef Wellington is next, and it's raw beef, mushroom, spinach, and dough together, and you get a beef Wellington. No utensils or anything, just simply a shapeless recipe. Next up is epic bacon, which is cooked pork, rose red, orange, dandelion yellow, cactus green, cyan, purple, and magenta dyes. Next up is manju, which is beans, rice, and sugar in a mixing bowl. Chicken gumbo is a more complex recipe, filling up nearly the entire crafting grid, which is okra, raw chicken, any spice, celery, bell pepper, onion, and stock in a pot. General Tso's chicken, or Tso's chicken, I still am not sure how to pronounce this, is raw chicken, broccoli, sugar, flour, chili pepper, and rice in a skillet. A California roll is next, and it's avocado, raw fish, cucumber, seaweed, and rice on a cutting board. Futomaki is next, and it's rice, ginger, seaweed, radish, winter squash, cucumber, and boiled egg. If you don't remember how to get boiled egg, it is simply an egg in a pot, and you get boiled egg. Combine this all on a cutting board, and you get futomaki. Next up is honeycomb chocolate bar, which you may remember me mentioning in a previous part, thinking that it was removed, but it was not. To get it, it is chocolate bar and honey in a saucepan. Next up is cherry chocolate, or cherry coconut chocolate bar, which is a chocolate bar, cherry, and a toasted coconut in a saucepan. To get the toasted coconut, it's simply smelting down a coconut in a furnace. And that is the end of the first chest. Next up is the second chest, beginning with fairy bread. Fairy bread is gotten by combining butter, bread, and rose red, cactus green, and dandelion yellow dyes in a bakeware. Next up is Tim Tams, which is flour, sugar, milk, and a chocolate bar in a bakeware. Next up is a damper. I believe it's pronounced damper or damper. I'm unsure. But it's milk, flour, butter, and salt in a bakeware. Judging from the simplicity of these ingredients, it may be something that you stumble across entirely by accident when just testing out new recipes. Next up is a gherkin, and it's a cucumber, spice leaf, salt, and vinegar in a pot. Next up, the Caesar salad is toast, lettuce, cheese, garlic, and black pepper in a mixing bowl. Chaos cookie, another reason to have an excess of purple dye, is next, which is purple dye, chocolate bar, and flour in a bakeware. Chocolate bacon is chocolate bar, cooked pork, and in a saucepan, and you get chocolate bacon. Next up, the lamb kebab is cooked mutton, onion, bell pepper, and on a stick on a cutting board. Next up is Nutella, which you would think is an ingredient for later recipes, but is indeed not. You just simply eat the Nutella straight from the jar. To get this, it's chocolate bar combined with ground nutmeg in a saucepan. Next up, the Snickers bar is chocolate bar, peanut, and cooking oil combined in a saucepan. Steamed spinach is next, which is water and spinach in a pot. Vegemite on toast is Vegemite and toast on a cutting board. Now these next ones can be quick fired quite easily. To get all these, it's simply smelting down the raw version of them in a furnace to get them. And those following recipes are cooked clam, cooked crab, crayfish, frog legs, octopus, scallop, shrimp, snail, turtle, and oyster. Moving on from those, it is apple cider that we have next, which is sugar and apple in a pot combined, and you get apple cider. Bangers and mash is next, which is mashed potatoes and pork sausage in a skillet. We'll get to the pork sausage recipe later, but if you don't remember the mashed potatoes recipe, it's a buttered potato and salt combined in a mixing bowl. Which, again, if you don't remember the buttered potato recipe, is butter and a baked potato. Simple as that. Next up is battered sausage, which is batter and pork sausage in a pot. Chorizo's next, and it's cooked pork, spice leaf, or actually any spice I should say, salt, and garlic on a cutting board. Coleslaw is next, and it's mayonnaise, carrot, cabbage, and black pepper in a mixing bowl. An energy drink is actually very nice to, I guess, make if you're in the mines and needing food. To get this, it's bubbly water, sugar, and redstone in a pot. So if you have the two other ingredients and the pot on you, you can make up some energy drinks on the go if you're mining and mining a lot of redstone. Very simple, very nice. Next up, fried onions is onion and cooking oil in a pot. Mince pie is next, and it's butter, dough, any type of nut, any type of fruit, and steak in a bakeware. Onion hamburger is next, which is fried onions from before and a hamburger on a cutting board. To get the hamburger, it's raw beef and toast in a skillet. Pepperoni is next, and it's cooked pork, any spice, bell pepper, and salt on a cutting board. Pickled onions is up next, which is onion, salt, and vinegar in a pot. Pork sausage is next up, and it is cooked pork, salt, and any spice on a cutting board. Raspberry trifle is next, and it's heavy cream, raspberry, dough, and vanilla in a bakeware. A pumpkin muffin is our next recipe, and it's pumpkin, batter, and in a bakeware to get the pumpkin muffin. Suadero, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is steak and cooking oil on a cutting board. Next up, two quick fire things, cooked turkey and cooked venison. To get these, you just cook or smelt down the raw versions of them, raw turkey and venison. Next up is some milkshakes. Strawberry milkshake is made with milk, snowball, and strawberry in a juicer. Chocolate milkshake is snowball, milk, and cocoa powder in a juicer. And banana milkshake is banana, snowball, and milk in a juicer. And it's pretty much the same unless said otherwise for all milkshake recipes. Next up, cornflakes is milk and corn in a mixing bowl. Roast chicken is raw chicken, block pepper? Okay, I guess that's how I'm pronouncing that now. Raw chicken, black pepper, and salt in a bakeware, and you get roast chicken. Next up, roast potatoes is the same recipe, black pepper, salt, and potato in a bakeware. Sunday roast is next, and it's the same two recipes from before, the roast potatoes and the roast chicken, combined with any green vegetable in a bakeware to get a Sunday roast. Next up is barbecue pulled pork, which is toast, cooked pork, spice leaf, and tomato on a cutting board. Lamb with mint sauce is raw mutton, spice leaf, sugar, and vinegar in a bakeware. Steak and chips is a very simple one. It is raw beef and fries in a skillet. To get fries, it's salt and potato in a bakeware. Next up, a couple of ice cream recipes, which are different from normal ice cream recipes. Cherry ice cream is cherry and ice cream in a mixing bowl. Pistachio ice cream is pistachio and ice cream in a mixing bowl. Neapolitan is strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla ice creams all combined together. And Spumoni ice cream is the last two unique recipes combined together with vanilla, cherry, and pistachio ice cream all combined together. The last recipe for our final for our second chest, not our final chest, apologies, for the final item of the second chest is the Cornish pasty, which is raw beef, potato, black pepper, rutabaga, and dough in a bakeware to get the Cornish pasty. Next up on our last chest of the day, for this part I should say, is the cottage pie. First up, which is peas, potato, carrot, and dough with raw beef in a bakeware. Next up, the croissant is egg, butter, and dough in a bakeware. Dim sum is next, and it's mushroom, water chestnut, dough, rice, and any raw meat in a pot. Fried pecan okra is cooking oil, black pepper, pecan, and okra in a skillet. Gooseberry jelly sandwich and milkshake are next, with which you know the recipe for the jelly sandwich and the milkshake if you were paying attention before. Next up after that, gooseberry pie is sugar, dough, and gooseberry in a bakeware. And the smoothie and yogurt recipes you should remember from before if you were paying attention. Next up after that is hush puppies, which is cooking oil, egg, onion, and cornmeal in a pot. Kimchi's next, and this is a strangely complex recipe for how little hunger it gives, but it's salt, cabbage, garlic, ginger, radish, scallion, sesame seeds, and any spice in a pot to get yourself some kimchi. Next up is mochi, or mochi, sorry, not mochi, is rice, sugar, and water in a mortar and pestle. Muesli is next, which is any grain, sugar, milk, raisins, and pecan in a mixing bowl. If you don't remember how to get raisins, it's simply smelting down a grape, I believe, right? Yeah, just had to make sure. Next up is naan, I'm unsure, and it's cooking oil, dough, and onion in a skillet. Okra chips is next, and it's salt, spice leaf, and okra in a bakeware. Okra creole, or creole, again, unsure on pronunciation, but it's okra, garlic, tomato, bell pepper, onion, and any spice in a skillet. Pork lo mein is next, and it's raw pork, pasta, onion, carrot, cabbage, garlic, and soy sauce in a pot. Salmon patties, which is one of my all-time favorites, miscellaneous foods that we have around here, is cooking oil, egg, toast, and raw salmon in a skillet to get salmon patties. Sausage, not pork sausage, sausage is any raw meat, any spice, and salt on a cutting board. Next up is sausage roll, which is the sausage from before, egg, and dough on a cutting board. Next up, the sesame ball is beans, sesame seeds, cooking oil, flour, and sugar in a pot. Sesame snaps is sugar and sesame seeds in a skillet. Shrimp pork okra hush puppies is raw shrimp, egg, cornmeal, onion, cooking oil, and okra in a pot to get. Probably one of the most difficultly named foods in this mod, shrimp pork okra hush puppies. It's a tongue twister if you try and say it fast. Sweet pickles next, and it's sugar, vinegar, and cucumber in a pot. Veggie strips is any vegetable, 3 of any vegetable, I should say, salt, and any spice in a bakeware, and you get veggie strips. Vindaloo is next, and it's any raw meat, curry powder, onion, black pepper, and butter in a saucepan. Next up, a couple of smoothies, essentially all recipes that we can simply quick fire through. Apple smoothie, coconut smoothie, and cranberry smoothie, you all know the recipes for. Same with cranberry yogurt. Grape smoothie, pear jelly sandwich, plum smoothie, plum jelly sandwich. And that is all the quick fires for that little segment. Next up is honey sandwich, which is essentially the same, but it does require a little bit more. Actually, it doesn't require anything more, it's just an excuse to look at the recipe, I suppose. Which is any nut butter, bread, and honey this time on a cutting board. Next up, cheese on toast is cheese and toast in a bakeware. Tuna potato is next, and it's cooked fish, corn, and a buttered potato from before on a cutting board. Chocolate roll is next, and it's heavy cream, flour, and a chocolate bar in a bakeware. Next up, the jam roll is a similar recipe to the chocolate roll, except you're replacing the cream, the heavy cream, with raspberry jelly. So it's raspberry jelly, chocolate bar, and flour in a bakeware. Next up, coconut cream, which I'm pretty sure would be an ingredient, but I just forgot to include it. Or actually, I didn't find it at the time. This probably is more of an ingredient, but I'm including it in this as I forgot during the ingredients part. To get coconut cream, it's coconut in a pot. A cracker is next, and it's water, salt, cooking oil, and flour in a bakeware. Paneer, which may also be an ingredient, I'm unsure. Yes, it is, actually, is milk, lemonade, and vinegar in a pot, and you get a recipe of 5 paneer. I apologize for not including this in my recipes video. Gravy is next, and it's flour combined with stock with no utensil, and you get gravy. Next up, something that is also probably an ingredient, but mango chutney is cooking oil, mustard seeds, spice leaf, and mango in a pot. Marzipan is next, and it's almond and honey combined in a mortar and pestle to get marzipan. Paneer tikka masala is next, using a couple of the ingredients or recipes that we showed before, which is paneer, garam masala, curry powder, coconut cream, onion, bell pepper, tomato, and ginger in a saucepan to get paneer tikka masala. Pea and ham soup is next, and to get this, it's raw pork, peas, celery, carrot, onion, and black pepper in a pot. Potato and leek soup is leek, potato, stock, heavy cream, spice leaf, and black pepper in a pot. Yorkshire pudding is milk, stock, salt, and batter in a bakeware. I've never actually heard of Yorkshire pudding before, but it doesn't sound too terrible from just this recipe. Chicken chow mein is next, and it's raw chicken, noodles, onion, celery, and carrot with stock in a skillet. We're getting close to the end for this part, and next up is kung pao chicken. Kung pao chicken is a peanut, peppercorn, cooking oil, sugar, garlic, ginger, orange, and raw chicken in a saucepan, and you get kung pao chicken. Next up, char siu, I believe it's called, or pronounced, I should say, is cooked pork, hoisin sauce, 5 spice, honey, and soy sauce in a saucepan to get char siu. And last but not least, the last recipe of this part of the cooking section is sweet and sour chicken. Sweet and sour chicken is gotten with ketchup, sweet and sour sauce, onion, bell pepper, pineapple, batter, and raw chicken in a saucepan. And that is all of our recipes for today. So, I think this is where we will end off today's video. I will try my hardest to actually get a video out before next week comes around again. Now, I may not be recording this on the 4th of July, but it's the day after. If you were celebrating the 4th of July yesterday, hey, then happy 4th of July. and happy Independence Day. If you were celebrating, of course. If you were not, then I don't actually know what to say in that situation. That's my bad. But, yeah. Anyways, I know it may not be the 4th of July that you're watching this, but yeah, happy 4th to everyone who was celebrating yesterday. Yes, anyways, I am going to end this video here. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it, and if you're new to my channel and enjoy my content, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content. If you want to talk to me at any time that I am not actively doing my streams or recording a video, you can join my Discord down below if you would like to talk and talk to or meet me, because I'm pretty active in my Discord whenever others are active, to say the least. And if you want to catch my streams, my Twitch is also down in the description. And yeah, if you would like to download Pam's Harvestcraft to play with it for yourself, the link to the mod is down in the description, or you can download it through a custom profile on the Twitch launcher. But yeah, anyways, that's going to end today's video, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.